Ah, yes, it's the American wet dream finally getting to send their army in to take control of Britain.
It's just us.
Bold choice, Danny Boyle. Oh, Danny Boyle had nothing to do with this film. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I was thinking after the plot of the first film being basically Army Lad bad. The plot of this one being mostly about Jeremy Renner as an army guy running around with a sniper rifle is... I don't know if we can let you get away with that one. Yeah, it's a little bit of a confusing message they send in there. But also, the scene where they start unloading on all the people as they come out of the buildings, all the snipers, that is cinema. And to be fair, the third act of this film is still mostly about running away from the army. 28 weeks later has an all-star cast with Jeremy Renner, Rose Byrne, Idris Elba, Robert Carlyle, Harold Perrineau, Imogen Poots. I mean, and it's so many of these people before they really hit the big time in their careers, so it was, at the time, a strong-looking cast. Now it looks ridiculous to look back on. It's amazing. Anyway, the plot is basically that all of the zombies manage to infect the entire UK, kill off all of the people pretty much, and then die off of starvation, all within about 2 months of the first infection occurring. Fuck, they couldn't have tried harder with this idea to future-proof it against other sequels happening for sure. And yet here we are. So, it's just one of those ideas that seems just... It feels like a fine standalone film. Like they kind of jerry-rigged the whole franchise so that they could just get another one out. And in doing so, they made the franchise lie dormant for almost 2 decades because there was just nothing else to do. It is... Yeah, it kind of throws away a lot of ideas about the franchise, and thus, 28 years later, they are kind of throwing away most of what happened in this film and trying to ignore it as hard as possible. There are a number of things which are wild about this one. I mean, I feel like there are a few truly great scenes. You know, that sniper scene where they're shooting everybody as they come out of the building and they're getting overwhelmed. Cinema. Oh, so good. And the opening scene. The opening sequence is just great as well. Like, really well done. I do feel a little bit, though, and this is going to sound harsh, but I've always felt in my head like this is just a kind of lesser waster sequel, that it's got really nothing going for it. And that's not true, but it is to an extent, you know, because it does feel like a child that has thrown its toys out of the pram just to have a good time in that one moment. It's very much given up the ghost of achieving an actual franchise here, or having any sort of cohesive storyline running through the films in favor of just kind of managing to eke out one sequel from it. And that is basically what it did, and that's why Danny Boyle's having to just leave this to one side. Not necessarily erase it from canon, but pretty much erase it from canon. And it's because it takes away everything that was special in regards to the cinematography of the first one. This does not feel like a horror film. Now, to be fair, that's okay for a sequel. You know, it very much moves from Alien to Aliens. It feels like this one is more mainstream, has a higher budget, and it's a shift in genre because this is much more of an action thriller than a horror film. But still, I feel like there are just problems with this one, and yet it's fine. You know, a lot of the characters in this are very annoying. The children that day one of being in the quarantine zone go, let's break rule number 1 and go out and start another zombie apocalypse. The fact that this one woman, the only person that needs guarded on this entire giant army base, everyone there basically is in the army, and they leave her unguarded after finding out she's infected and let this guy walk in, kiss her, and start another zombie apocalypse. There's just a few issues like that. I think the film struggles a bit with characters, especially because we're meant to keep loving these children after they start a second zombie apocalypse by being just the stupidest people in the world. And we're basically supporting them and the US Army most of the time. Also, Idris Elba is in charge of the US Army despite being the most British a person can be. And seeing Jeremy Renner do sniper stuff before getting the Hawkeye role, that hits hard. I liked that, yeah. Also, I think it has the easy advantage of the fact that the score from these films could make even watching paint dry speed up your heart rate, you know? It's that exciting, it's that exhilarating, it's that tense. So that is great to have, and I do think this is the first of many examples of zombie media, I think it's the first, where the army wants to kill just everyone to stop an infection to a stupid degree, you know? They're kind of going in this film, oh my god, the zombies who lose all control of everything, no mind left whatsoever, within seconds of being infected. They're driving that car, shoot them, like, really? Fine. I'm giving It Started Out with a Kiss, How Did It End Up Like This, 3.5 stars. It's one of those films that you do feel like you should like it less than you do. It's like, I don't know. It's watchable in the moment, but it's an annoying part of this franchise. I feel like I should be harder on it, but honestly, it's still very watchable, and it does have a lot of great sequences. So